Greetings once again and welcome. This is results-oriented preparation. I'm Kenneth, and in today's video we are focusing on the dynamics of markets, and this is basically grade 12 content, although it can still be used to explain, for example, introduction to those guys that are doing undergraduate programs. All right, now in dynamics of markets we are focusing on 4 market structures. The first one is perfect competition, and then the second is going to be monopoly, and then we have oligopoly and monopolistic competition. Now, perfect competition is separate from those three. Those three are imperfect markets. So we're going to first start with perfect market, which is basically perfect competition. Now, before we go into our content today, please help us by sharing the video, subscribing, and liking the video so that as many people as possible can benefit from this content. Remember, as I said, we're dealing with dynamics of markets, and then we're looking at, our focus is on perfect competition. Now, the best way to explain this market structure is to look at the characteristics. Now, these characteristics, they tell us exactly the type of market structure that perfect competition is. Now, the first one is many buyers and sellers. Now, I'm sure that it's easy to understand. If there are many buyers and sellers, it means that as many companies or businesses as possible can participate in that market, and buyers can participate by buying that particular product. And then, second one, individual businesses are price takers. Now, as you can see, the word price taker there is highlighted, okay? Now, what this means is that an individual business in this market does not determine its own price. Now, as you are going to see when we're talking about price determination, the individual business accepts or takes the price that has been determined by the market forces of supply and demand. So the market in this case determines the price of the product, and then the business, when it enters that particular market, sells their products at an already determined price, which has been determined by the market. So an individual business there has a negligible contribution, a very small contribution into the market, meaning that its own contribution cannot affect the market price, okay? And then number 3, homogeneous or identical products. Now, what this means is that the products, as far as the aspects that come into the product, such as the composition of ingredients used, such as the color, the texture of the product, the packaging, everything is identical. There is nothing that distinguishes one product from another. Remember, be careful. They are not similar, but they are identical. All right? Identical means that in every aspect, these products are the same. And then also the next point is free entry and exit. Now, if there's free entry and exit into this market, it means that there are no barriers here. Now, no barriers suggests that there are no cost barriers. It is easy to enter. There are no licensing barriers. There are no legal barriers that can prevent a firm from going into the market and selling. Hence, this is linked to the first characteristics, which means many sellers, many buyers and sellers. So anyone can participate in this market. And then the fifth one is symmetrical information. Now, what this means is that these buyers and sellers, as many as they are exposed to the same information as far as these products are concerned. They know the price of this product, they know the availability of the products, where the products are sold, they know the quantities that are available in the market, so that it is easy for them to make either supply decisions or buying decisions. And when they make those decisions, these buyers here, they are looking for the lowest price in the market because the products are identical. So if they are identical, then one, they're looking for the product that is close to them. They're also looking for the product that is the cheapest. Okay. Now, a perfect competition is very difficult to actually find in real life. One of the easiest examples that I can give you, for example, let's say you are walking in the city of Joburg, right? You find that there are many people there that are selling vegetables, okay? For example, let's say tomatoes. If they are buying from the same supplier, then it means that the tomatoes are the same. That is why you find that as many sellers they are selling at the same price. Now, if one seller lowers the price, then the others will lower their price as well. So, which means that they will take whatever the market offers in terms of the price. Hence, we say they are price takers. Okay, now we're going to go to the next section. The next section is going to compare the individual business to the market or the industry as a whole. In this section, we are still talking about perfect competition, and we are comparing the individual business to the entire industry. Now, to do that, we are using two graphs here. The one on your left, this one is the industry, and then this one on your right is the individual business. Now, what we are basically looking at here, we want to see demand, okay, for both the industry, demand and supply for the industry, as well as for the individual business. Now, remember what we say. We say that prices in a perfect competition are determined by the market forces of demand and supply. As you can see, you've got the demand curve here, DD, and then the supply curve, SS. Now, as far as price determination is concerned, the price in this industry or in this market is determined by the interaction between supply and demand. So when they meet, the market is in equilibrium here. We've got the equilibrium quantity and the equilibrium price. So the quantity is Q1 and the price is P1, which means that at this point, right, sellers and buyers are agreeing. Sellers and buyers are agreeing on quantity and on the price. That is why it's called the market equilibrium. Buyers with their demand and sellers with their suppliers, with their supply, are agreeing on the quantity and the price. Okay? So in doing so, they determine the price for that particular market. Okay? Now on your right here, this is now our demand curve. This is the demand curve. And this demand curve also represents the average revenue, average revenue, as well as the marginal revenue. Okay, so demand is equals to average revenue and is equals to marginal revenue. I'll explain shortly what that means. But as you can see, we say that the individual firm is a price taker, which means we're still taking the price of P1, which is the price that they will charge the homogeneous products that they are selling in this market. Remember, products are homogeneous and the price is the same. Okay? Now, price being P1 determined by the industry or the market is now taken by the firm which is a price taker, or adopted by the firm which is a price taker, and they sell their products at this price. Now this price is equals to demand, is equals to average revenue, is equals to marginal revenue. Let us go a little bit deeper. So we're saying that the individual business contribution in this market is negligible. Now what that means is that their contribution is so small that they cannot affect the market price. Okay, the contribution is too small to cause a change in the market price. For example, let's say the individual firm decides to increase, right, quantity. You see changes in quantity there. Changes in quantity results in the same horizontal demand curve. And also, so we say that this demand curve, remember in grade 10 we were talking about elasticity. So it is what? It is inelastic. All right, there is inelastic demand, so meaning that a quantity change in quantity will not cause a change in price. A change in quantity supplied or quantity demanded will not cause a change in price. Now, because of that, if you are selling different quantities, the average revenue will now depend on the quantity that you have sold, but because the price is the same, so the average revenue is the same. Okay, let's say for instance here you had 10, 20, and then you had 30. Okay, so if the price is still the same, let's say the price is 10. Okay, now it means that whatever changes, any additional revenue that you get, all right, which is the marginal revenue, any additional revenue that you get from selling additional output, then it is always the same. Okay, it's always been 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, which means that the average revenue also is going to be the same. Okay, so which is total revenue divided by the quantity will still be the same. Okay, so therefore please remember, demand for an individual business is equals to average revenue is equals to marginal revenue, and is represented in this way, meaning that a change in quantity will not cause a change in price, which is represented by this horizontal curve. Now remember that the horizontal curve shows that the firm has no power to change the price. So the firm is a price taker, as we saw in our characteristics, and then is taking its price from the one that has already been determined by the industry through the interaction of demand and supply. I hope you really like that. This was the intro to dynamics of markets, and we've been focusing on perfect competition. Now we're going to go ahead to go deeper into perfect competition in the upcoming videos, and please do tune in, like, share the video, and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Otherwise, remember always our motto: early preparation equals excellent results. This is results oriented preparation. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.